Hello, 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 hello. Bom dia, bom dia, bom dia. Bem-vindo mais uma vez a mais uma edição do The Scout Live. Hoje teremos como convidado especial Vidic e vamos falar sobre o basquetebol 3x3. Obrigado para todos aqueles que estão presentes e que estão a seguir o nosso show, que já vai no seu segundo mês e já vamos em novos episódios. Cada um deles foi baseado na transmissão de conhecimentos dentro daquilo que é o basquetebol e a sua indústria, todas as suas envolvências, todo aquilo que pode fazer uma melhoria a nível do continente para os jogadores e os dirigentes estão à procura de excelência. Vou ter que fazer a parte em inglês. Today, on our show, we will receive the great Vidic, who is the guy who is responsible for FIBA to run the program, certification program for 3-on-3 coaches. So, as the main point of this show is to share knowledge, to grow the game on every aspect. And as everybody knows, as a promoter 3-on-3, and this sport that I love a lot, I could pass without have this great guy who have a lot of knowledge to the show to share what the vision for Africa for 3-on-3 basketball and what we can expect for 3-on-3 in the next 3 months or few next year after the pandemic. So please receive the great Vidic. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon from Slovenia. Hope you hear me well. Hope you see me well.
Welcome. Yeah, on my side, everything is perfect. Thanks again to accept my invitation. It's a pleasure to split this show with you and have produced a great guest like you, on our show who really have the time to share knowledge and his passion for basketball. So basically, we're gonna go through your story first. I know that a lot of people don't know what you've been doing for the past lot of year,
Yeah,
and yeah, and so we want to know about you, your experience as a 5-on-5 guy, and then when you make your transition as a player, a little bit introduction what you'll be doing until the resume. Don't go too long because I know you have a big story, and really tell us your background. It's all on you.
So, yeah. Hello. Also from my side, it's a great pleasure to be invited to this show. As you said, yeah, I've been a basketball player for about 20 years. I've started at the age of 8, and then I played
Damn.
8, yeah, very young.
Yeah.
And I played for 17 years. Then I stopped. Meanwhile, I became a coach, starting with young guys. I'm talking about 5-on-5. Then I've been coached in Slovenia in all over divisions from the first to the last. Also coach of national teams 5-on-5, under 16, under 18. And then I transferred in 2014. I transferred actually to 3x3. A guy from Federation called me. Slovenia had qualified to the Youth Olympics, and they needed actually a coach, an organizer, and I took over. And that's the way the situation where I'm staying in Slovenia now. Meanwhile, in 2017, guys from FIBA called me if you're willing to help developing coaching program, coaching certificate. I said yes. I was actually really happy to be invited there. And now I'm here also doing this part of job. It's one part of my job. One part of my job still a bit in 5-on-5, but my mindset actually is 3x3.
That's perfect. By the way, tell me.
I come from Slovenia, so maybe all of the spectators know Luka Doncic now, from Dallas, from the NBA.
The guy who don't pass the ball.
Yeah, I know, because he's Slovenian.
No, he's good. Yeah. Stop playing there. He's a great player. I respect the guy.
He was actually living 200 meters from where I've been living. I played against his father. He was actually also a good player, not so lucky in his career.
And
Goran Dragic, and a lot of ex-NBA players, including our GM of the federation, Rašo Nesterović. So a great basketball country, still actual European champions from 2017. And I think we are the only country which won European championship in 5-on-5 and also in 3x3.
Yeah, I have a chance to actually play against Slovenia basketball, and you guys have a great pass. The way you pass of the game, like pass, cut, 1-on-1, assist. The ball move a lot. Good shooters, good executions. So I know that you guys are really like in the game in a smart way. And you guys really know. And from my side, I really respect you guys in Serbia as players, the way you guys develop and push your mind to the game, the way you guys really have your guys on your country playing the best goal in Europe. Luka Doncic is a great example on how your basketball program helped to actually grow the game internationally. So now tell me, I want to know, how is it to play on the high level? Because like as a coach, it's basically like you're playing too, because you're feeling the game, you're living everything, and now you're on a big stage. And I know that you won a lot of stuff on 3-on-3. Before we go to the presentation, it's like by the explanation of what we're coming here. I want you to share the emotion that you had when you won the first title as a coach on 3-on-3. How was it?
It was actually the first medal came in Youth Olympics. It was individual medal. We went there to pick up the medal as a team, and we dropped out in the 8th final. So we were really disappointed, but we won in dunking and in the shootout competition medals. So it was like the best prize or the fair play award. And then and then in 2014 guys won silver, and girls won silver medal at Euro Cup. And then in 2016 actually it came story to the top. Team Slovenia, back in time represented by Team Piran, they won the Euro Cup in Bucharest, beating mighty Novi Sad. They were still playing
Novi Sad.
Yeah,
Novi Sad, the Kings,
yeah,
the Kings of the block.
Yeah, we won them. It was actually a tough game, 19-17. The last 2 shots from Dusan were totally open.
I have that highlight. I have that line. I have that. Dusan was a killer. He come cold. That was a step back for almost like 12 feet, right?
Yeah, and it was the last shot.
I have the video. Let me put the video. Keep going. Let me look
and
for
we
the video.
won, and it was especially nobody expected from us to be a champion, and then you can imagine what happened after the game.
No, I saw the video. You guys jump on the court, was screaming and hug each other, and the Novi Sad team was stunned. They was like, no, we still the champ. It doesn't matter. We still the champ. Like,
it was the only medal that it was missing to them for next 2 years. Then a month after this, we won to World Cup, playing semifinals against USA team with Alfonso McKinney. Played there in the NBA, and we had the game actually, and at the 14-12 for us.
Tell me, that highlight was 2000 and what? 2017? No, 19. 16. That was the World Tour, right? I'm looking for the video so I can share.
Europe Cup, European Championship. European Championship, yeah. And the World Cup, we lost in the semifinals against USA. We had 14-12, and we missed 3 out of 4 free throws at 14-12, and then we lost.
Now look, I saw that highlight. I swear to God, I didn't know you about there, but I was actually supporting Novi Sad. I've been in Novi Sad. I know the people down there. I have a lot of friends. If Mirko is there watching, Mirko, my friend, big hi. So big hug. So I was supporting them, but you guys were cold. I'm telling you, like back shot, defending, everything was like so smooth. And then Dushan step in the court, give you that jab, step back, and hit it. I'm like, okay, the king now will take care of business, you know. And
Yeah.
oh, it was so exciting, man.
You know how it's in 3x3. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Maybe one day you play two games against the same opponent, and it's a totally different
Hmm.
story. It's like in 5-on-5, playing in the same tournament twice against same team. It's quite a problem for them, for the players, how to react after the first game. If you win, you go one way.
Hmm.
If you lose, and you play good, it's not such a big problem. It is a problem, but not such a big problem. But if you play bad, then it's a problem. If you don't have the system,
Okay.
but that's it. And then,
No.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that I find that was national team, right?
national team. Maybe I'll send you the link. Maybe I'll have also the
No, I
same
have the
one.
link right here. I have the link here. This is like Slovenia against, no, Serbia against Slovenia. You guys have like the green short, right?
The green, yeah, we've been green and they've been
Green,
white. Yeah,
white. Yeah, yeah. That's the one. I will share with you guys just to. This is like 2 minutes that we will go fast to make sure that everybody understand the past, the way the game is fast on 3-on-3. And then everything can happen in a blink of the second, you know. And if you really don't go for the people, you go for the numbers, like inside what the guy can do, etc. That's why I want to share that before we go to the main show. I want everybody to see how excited 3-on-3 is being running in Europe and other countries. And this is something really that I believe in Africa can be an opportunity for a lot of people to actually grow. You know, oh, she have to bring
yeah. And
the
that
video
was
out.
the victory against the team who won 4 World Cups.
Yeah. Oh, look,
Yeah,
Serbia, they they big time, like they the big brothers. You know, like
yeah, they are.
okay, this is the video to everyone so they can see it. If you have people that are speaking Portuguese and didn't understand something, please let me know. It's gonna be a pleasure to translate for you guys. So as I don't know if we have people who are speaking Portuguese or not, so I keep it going in English. But I'm available to translate in English and in French for any questions. So we're gonna see now those 1 minute of highlight between Serbia, no, yeah, Serbia against Slovenia,
Yeah.
the final where the king of the block got beat by the rookies, you know, and
Not really by the rookies.
hey, they have 4 championship. You know, they're the
Yeah,
older
yeah.
brothers. You have to
But
accept that. You know,
but
hey,
two of the players from Slovenian team are playing World Tour since the beginning. Only 3 players are playing World Tour from the beginning. All 3 are from Slovenia. Adin Kaugic,
look,
Simon Finchgar, and Mensa Djulovic. Only 3 players from 2012
I
up till
res-
now.
I respect you guys. I'm telling you, you guys can bowl. Like you guys can bowl. So let's see how it look like, just for everyone to understand how crazy was that final. And I know you guys have some rivalry between Serbia and Slovenia.
Yeah.
So this is kind of personal issues that you guys take care of business on, you know, and it's like Angola and Mozambique, you know, it's the
We are good.
same.
We are good friends until the game starts.
Thank you. That's the way it is. I accept that, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so this is the highlight. The internet is a little bit slow, but we're gonna launch it right now. The final European Championship, Serbia against Slovenia. That was like a great game. I'll maybe share that if it's done to pop up. I'll maybe share it later on for the guys to watch it. I will put that below the link. I will share that on the comment so you can see, because it looked like the internet doesn't want to allow it. So
And
we're
if
gonna
if
cut
you
it.
if you want to share a good game from that championship, find the quarterfinal game Romania against Russia. It was really
Okay.
amazing game.
You know what we're gonna do? I will go to the private chat.
Okay.
I will send the link. I will put that for everyone down there so they can see. Here, send me the link. So it's going to be great. So we get back to our point, which is going to be, let's talk about 3-on-3. Okay, this
Yeah.
is our team, and as your guest, I want you to define us what's 3-on-3 mean as opportunity. One 3-on-3 can what 3-on-3 can do for the coaches, for the players. You know, I know that Slovenia play like I scout you guys for the past. Let me see. I play you guys in the World Championship and in Stankovic Cup, and I understand the way you guys respect the spacing between players when you guys play one-on-one, rotating all this stuff. So basically, if you guys have all this success on 3-on-3, for me is normal because you guys know how to play without the ball. So please
Yeah.
tell me what mean for you 3x3 and
Okay.
what can be good for people to actually catching up on it.
Okay, let's start. Let's move a step backward. What does it mean
Please.
3x3 worldwide as a sport? Not just on the court, but also off the court.
There we go.
It's a great opportunity for everybody. Everybody can play. When you have 5-on-5, you usually need uh, at least 10 players to play in one team. You need
Mm-hmm.
to practice a lot. You need to apply to some competitions. In 3-on-3, you
Mm-hmm.
need actually four players, four good friends. Maybe not even the youngest. Maybe it can be older.
Yeah,
Uh,
like us. Like us.
yeah, like us, yes.
Yeah.
And we can play, but we'll talk later about the ages, or maybe in another show.
Okay, for sure.
So 3x3 is a good opportunity for every player who cannot afford or who cannot achieve a good position in good 5-on-5 team.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the idea. You can actually start from the words for the Olympics. It was actually 3x3 from streets to the Olympics. So
Exactly.
you can come if you're organized well, if you have good mindset, and when you achieve some level, when you have a good organization, a good team, you can achieve really, really high because it's a new sport. Not many, talking worldwide, not many players are really professionals. So if you start to practice, if you connect with some good opponents, good teams, also good coaches, you might in big steps come into the big stage. So I'm talking about not so long period you can come to the world tour, like Team
Great.
Shakia, like Team Shakiai came last year, like Team Riga came 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and there were also some other teams who actually had the quality, and they came to the top level, and now they're really a respectful opponent. Talking,
Okay,
talking,
perfect.
talking in the worldwide. If we apply this situation to Africa, I think
Mm-hmm.
this would be the most important. So, we all know Africa is a big continent. It's not so small like it's probably shown on the maps because of why.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
you have a lot of people down there, a lot of young people. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and as we've been discussing, you are struggling, or your players, they don't have a lot of good conditions to practice, good environments to practice.
Mm-hmm.
And if you, this is my opinion, if
Yeah.
you get the proper, or if you improve the proper the environment or the conditions for the players, and if you connect to the world tour, some of your teams might be really, really good.
Yeah, for sure. No, definitely. The way that's why I embraced the project. For some of you guys don't know, I'm one of the first, actually, the first 3-on-3 promoter in Angola for the past 5 years. And what I really love about it is the opportunity to get any guy who have the passion for the game, because this was the main essence like that you need to actually play the basketball, to love it. Because I see we have here, we call marginal, is like, I was saying the pictures, is like near the beach. You have like 12 court, basketball court. So they play like half court, 3-on-3, 4-on-4. They start early around like 5 or 6 p.m. until 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So definitely is a great opportunity for the players. Now we have one question for you and more. It is possible to use basketball 3-on-3 to improve skills and stay in shape, or it can be just because used for fun?
No, of course it's possible to improve skills because talking about 3x3, or I go to stay in shape. Of course, you stay in shape. You play basketball. You're shooting. You're throwing the ball. You're passing. You're dribbling. You're playing defense. You play basketball actually. Only the court is smaller. How to improve skills? If you compare 5-on-5 to 3x3, like we will see in the next couple of the
Minutes.
next part of the show, yeah. The first idea of 5-on-5 is to dribble and then to take some shots. In 3x3, the first idea is to pass and to move without ball because it's only 12 seconds shot clock. And, you know, overall, more contact is allowed in 3x3. So cleaning out the ball, taking the ball under the basket, behind the arc, and then go to the back to the basket, actually you get tired. You have 5-6 seconds, somebody's constantly pushing you, and you get tired. You cannot with dribbling, you cannot get good access, good way to the basket. So you have to pass and you have to move. So including move, either to make some screens, either to cut. And that's the idea. You actually get another perspective of spacing, of how to move, because if you just move because that you have to move, it's nonsense. But all the moves must be done by purpose. So why are you cutting in? Why are you not cutting there, and so on? It gives you the freedom, and also you have to think about the teammates.
Great. So thanks again for everybody that's on, and for all your props. This is my white sister, Sarah Geller. Thanks again. She been involved on the project for the past 4 years. I will try to see I put you in contact. She work in US as a scout, as a strength coach for NBA team. I'm not authorized to say the name, but you know. She will be a perfect contact later on to put you on. Ed Moore asked another question before we go to the presentation. Actually, talk really deep on the training and coaching stuff. So we have this last question. What's about development of leadership?
Perfect.
Here, everyone has a chance to play. So can we have leaders?
The answer to the last question, of course, you must have a leader. In every team, it's actually the same. 5-on-5, 3x3, the players must get the roles. So roles must be clearly set. One is, I don't know, let's talk about 5-on-5. One is dribbling the ball, one is setting the pick, one is rebounding, one is playing actually defense. In 3x3, it's a little more universal style of play, and everybody must do everything. But every good team has a spiritual leader and also has on-court leader. For example, Team Novi Sad is Dusan Bulut. It's his charismatic performance. For example, Team Piran has Gaspar Raunik. Maybe not also on the court, but off the court, he's like a daddy to their players. So, and also you have Steve Surf from Team Edmonton. And the other guys who are actually, they have the rules, and they are a bit specific.
No, that's perfect. Of course, I would just add a little more thing here and more. Yeah, of course, that's the idea. You can't have a winning team if you don't have a leader. And most of the time, people are making confused between the captain of the team and the leader. Sometimes you can have the captain of the team who is not the leader of the team. You know, that happen. But we always, as a team, look for someone to guide us to win or to perform. Last one that we have here is hello, Coach Vidic. That's for you. What is your favorite type of player to recruit for your 3-on-3 teams?
Yeah, we'll be talking in general in a couple of minutes, but just to be here, there are actually two ideas, two models of playing 3x3. So, for example, everybody is like position 3-4 in 5-on-5, so he can play with his face, he can play with his back, he can create, he can penetrate, he can shoot. But when you come to the clutch moments, who is the leader? Who will take the ball? Who
will not scare? Who will steal the game?
Yeah, and for my opinion is that you must have one point guard who is able to create, who is able to shoot, and who is after all, who is able to play some kind of good defense under the basket, so that in the mismatch situation he is not
too small.
So let's say undersized
too small.
Too small. And then you must have one very big guy. On the other side, he must be mobile.
So a 4-player. A guy is able to play 4.
Let's say, 4-player or very mobile 5-player, and who is actually a good shooter. A player who cannot shoot from outside the paints or the key is he will not be successful in talking about top level 3x3. We're not talking about local level or national level. We are talking about top level.
And the city championship, etc.
And the other two guys, position 2-3, 3-4. One of those guys must be able to create the game while the point guard is out. And the guy number 3 must be able to cover to play defense against the biggest guys when the big guy is resting. So that's the main idea. And going back, everybody must score. Everybody must shoot. So if he's a good shooter, he's perfect. If they can handle the ball even better, if they can pass even better, and the most important thing, in my opinion, is their character. If they're bad guys, if they're lazy guys, avoid them. Because you'll be disappointed. They'll be disappointed. If they're good guys, if they have good character, good, let's say, mindset, then you can create a really good story.
Great. So perfect. Now we're going back to the main subject. Let's talk about 3-on-3. So I know that right now you'll be involved on the program for coach certifications. I don't know until where you can talk about this info and where you can, and what you can share with us as a long run for 3-on-3, because in Africa and some countries they got mixed it up using coach on 5-on-5 on 3-on-3. And we know for sure that the mindset, the way the players are used, are really different. So can you give us a little tips on what we can expect as a certification, as a vision, between splitting the opportunities between coaches on 5-on-5 and the new generation who can come with this certification as a coach on 3-on-3?
So yes, of course. First of all, we must be aware that 5-on-5 and 3x3 are not the same sport. They're different sports. They have the same basic, the same roots, but they are different sports. And also the approach, the mindset of both sports should be different. Talking about how the game goes, not about whole basketball. On the other side, next thing is very important. If you read the official rules of 3x3 basketball, there are some articles are void because they were created from the 5-on-5 rules, and there is accidentally or let's say unintentional the article number 7, which is talking about coaches, is cleared, so it's not there. But every good sport, every sport, if they want to improve that sport, must have a coach. So 3x3 coaches are inevitable part of the growing process. I come back to you talking about hiring some 5-on-5 coaches to coach 3-on-3 players. Maybe it's if I compare that you have a lorry driver or a bus driver and you put him into 747. So it's about this. They know something about how does it go, but in details they're actually not really
ready for that.
Ready for that. Yeah, that's the biggest problem. And in the future we will have coaches specialized in 3x3, and one of the goals from FIBA is definitely to grow up the 3x3 coaching community, to connect together and to share some knowledge, because I'm one of the, let's say, few guys who are working now. We are somehow connected more or less privately. We share our knowledge, but more people will come here, more coaches will come here, more knowledge we will have. So and we must be aware that this sport started officially in 2010 in Singapore in the first Youth Olympics, and up to 2014 there were constant changes of rules. So the last 6 years the rules are now, let's say, complete. The frame is set, and now the game can now improve.
Okay, now you have a question before we go to the presentation. There's going to be the last question we're going to take for Lilian, who is a personal trainer, a running track athlete, and she were in 2 Olympics, if I'm not wrong. She was our guest last episode before you, so she shared about her skills, I guess, ability. Is episode 8. For everyone who didn't see it, you guys have the chance. It's available on our platform. So our question is: believe that there is a lot of potential in Angola for selections, or selections. You might be talking about national teams to get excellence, to get players to the excellence, to achieve excellence.
Yeah, it is. The advantage of 3x3 is, like I said before, you need only 4 players. For a national team 5-on-5, as all of us know, we need 12 players. So actually, you need 8 to 10 good players for a big competition. You must have team 11, 12. Team member 11, 12 can be younger, not so quality, but here you need only 4 guys. So
wow, good. Wow, good.
Yeah, good one.
They must be good.
Yeah, but it's even. I've been a coach in 5-on-5, selecting national teams under 18, and I'm selecting also under 18 3x3 national team, just to compare. When you have 5-on-5 team, you know those best 25 players, you know their positions, so you compare them. I need 2 point guards, I need 2 shooters, I need 4 big guys, and so on. Here, in 3x3, how to select? Who are those guys? What's the first criteria? And especially in Europe, you have at the same time 5-on-5 national team under 18 Europe Cup, and you have 3-on-3 Euro Cup qualifiers at the same time, at the same week. So who to pick up, who to send to 5-on-5, who to send to 3x3? That's another story. So coming back to Lilian, I believe there's a great potential in Angola and in whole Africa, because I have never been to Africa. That's I can't really talk. That's what I've heard from my colleagues, from what I read. I think in Africa is a very big potential for any team sport in the world, because your guys are great athletes. Overall lacking a bit of technical and tactical skills, but they're great athletes. If you improve this stuff, and if you start competing at the top level, all the doors are open. Yeah.
Great. So now we're gonna go to our presentation, so we can talk a little bit deeper on coaching. Okay, the coaching style and the understanding of the coaching in a 3-on-3. Just a minute. So this will be our point. So
yeah, Victor, just for a second. If anybody wants to contact me, to write me, or to they have any questions,
I will share the. We don't have everything.
The address, Instagram, Facebook, email. Do not hesitate to contact me. No problem.
Perfect. There's gonna be. We always do that for guests. We share the content to make sure that everyone can really go after that and reach out with contact and sharing more understanding. So we're gonna go to the presentation. Please, we're gonna stop and ask question for everyone who just jumping on the conversation. As is a PowerPoint, we will not be able to stop on every slide. Make your question for each point at the end of the slideshow at the PowerPoint. We're gonna go through it, and our guests will respond it. Okay, in any language, can be in Portuguese, in French. We're gonna be able to get it and respond to you. So we're gonna go to our PowerPoint presentation, and is now okay. Matic Vidic from Slovenia, a great country. Let's talk about basketball FIBA. This is, as you see right now, this is Matic Facebook and Matic Instagram. Okay. This is good right there. Can you see it, Matic?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So now I go here, the outline. Who is a coach on 3-on-3? Tell me.
Who is a coach?
Mm.
Coach is actually a teacher, a team leader. Not actually, he cannot be very much seen, but in the backstage, he's setting all the rules. He's designing the team. The players are executing his ideas. That's in 3. It's pretty similar to 5-on-5, but we must be aware that the players in 3x3 have much more freedom because the shorter offense, so 12 seconds, the shot clock, a lot of transition game, a lot of improvising. So you come to a situation in 5-on-5, we set a play for a play, and we said, okay, you are coming out to take a shot, you will set a screen, you will rebound, you just pass the ball. Here, it's we defined the some typical situations, but during the game, it's impossible to execute like it was meant to be. I think you understand. If you understand what I'm trying to say, so you have to adapt to every situation which is coming.
Yeah, basically, the player take the leadership and the responsibility of the game, following the rules of the coaches, and he can create, but he have responsibility of this team and the way the coach want them to play, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in 5-on-5 you have timeouts. You're allowed to talk to the players constantly. Here's written you're limited by rules. Maybe the first sentence: coach is not allowed during the game to talk with his players. He's sitting on the stands.
Wait. Stop right there. Stop. Okay. Again, coach are not allowed to talk with the player during the game, even do a signal, nothing. Right? Because here, sometimes we have a lot of coach who love to yelling. No, you cannot do it. That's not allowed. If you see, like around my 3-on-3, I don't accept coaches to coach the teams. It's like 4 guys bringing together. It's not national team, and they play without coaches. I don't accept people from the stand to coach them during the game. That make harder for them to take decisions, but I want them to be together and analyze every situation during the game.
Yeah. Now we come to the next
Coaching.
When you do this, you must trust your players, and the players must trust to the coaching program, to the coaching staff, that they are doing the proper job. You know how many times in 5-on-5 we have the situation in timeout when coach says do this, and let's say one leader of the team says, no man, this is bullshit, let's do this.
Oh look, this happened with us as a player when we play back in the day so bad. We like, look, our point guard is tired, the guy's killing him, we playing zone. Okay, but the coach say man to man full court, he's tired, I want him in the court, so zone, fuck it. That's happened a lot. You know?
Yeah, That's the thing, and you must trust your players and in process of practice. So when you select the team, when you coach the team, you must believe the players that they will do what actually was created, what were the deals with the team and so on. This is the first idea, and as the pace of the game is very fast and the game is short, and the moment when the player is turning toward the coach and talking and listening to him, he's losing concentration, losing the focus on the game, and it might be the crucial situation. But on the other hand, my opinion is that young players need to be coached.
Coaches, for sure.
Need coaches and need to be coached also during the game. So how to deal with this? Play a lot of scrimmage games, let's say unofficial friendly games with some teams, and allow coaches to be there, to take some timeouts and also during the practices. For me, my example, whenever we have the practice,
this is 3-on-3. We're talking about 3-on-3. Okay.
Yeah.
Good advice.
For practicing, whenever at the first moment it goes to the wrong direction, I stop the practice. Stop, players. This is not the way we discuss. This is not the way we should play. So stop, go back. And that's the main reason. You must trust the players. You should not be, sorry for the words, being a coach idiot, yelling to the players, yelling to the refs, talking, giving some, let's say, or talking some nasty words to the opponents and so on. You must be gentlemen here. That's the one of the biggest differences. And when the game is done, actually, when the game starts, your job is done. It's like in athletics or in tennis.
So, coach should be a critical teacher. Basically, you went through it. You went through it. Basically, we look as our coach, our teacher, our leaders, our example on how we can be better. Yeah. Definitely.
And in 3x3, you must have some knowledge. You cannot, for example, sell in the fog, just talking, and know nothing. But you have to know something about basketball.
Yeah, of course. You must really share your understanding of everything. So, coach in 3x3, basically, you already say what was it. But here we have some sub question is limited by the rules and not in game coaching rule. So tell me, the limitation by the rules is those situations that you cannot coaching during the game when it's live. And who is allowed to asking timeout is the player during the game and not the coach. Only the player.
Any of the players, also the sub, can call a timeout. So by the rules, every team is granted by one timeout per game. In big competitions, you have also 2 TV timeouts. And when the ball is dead, in the situation when the ball is dead, you can call for a timeout. So not during the game, not after the basket, not after a missing shot. For example, when the ball is out of bounds, when there are some ref calls foul, traveling, and so on. So in the dead ball situations, you can call timeout.
Great. Eu espero que para todos aqueles que falam português que têm alguma dúvida, podem assistir até o final o slide e lançar as suas perguntas, que voltaremos para cada pergunta para responder. E se tiver algum problema na passagem da mensagem no Matic, também pode manifestar em a sua pergunta ou a necessidade de eu poder traduzir em português. So we go to the next slide. I was just saying for the Portuguese people that I'm available to translate at any point. If you say something that they didn't get it, or in French, I will be more than pleased and stop the presentation and share, because the main goal is to share knowledge. People have to live here with something new to growing the game. So this is African 3-on-3 Cup. That was in Egypt, if I'm not wrong. That was in Egypt. This picture were here. So here, let me see. Let me put the laser on it. Okay, here, this is Egypt. There's African Cup. So we go to slide 3. Coach, task,
Yeah,
responsibility, task and
talking
responsibility.
talking
Tell
about
me.
talking about coach. So tasks,
Mm-hmm.
what are the coaching tasks and responsibilities from for the coach? So actually, he must set the rules and the standards for the team. We are talking about uh, setting the team pride, the team culture. So, for example,
Mm-hmm.
we have Team New Zealand, which is a good example. They have
Mm-hmm.
haka before every game. That's their
Mm-hmm.
national pride, national culture, and the coach
Okay.
must implement also this haka
Mm-hmm.
session, haka dance, whatever, however we call this, in the
Mm-hmm.
begin before the beginning.
Moko
Yeah,
dance. Yeah, I like it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about rules, it's very
Mm-hmm.
important that you set a very clear rules to the players and also to the staff. For example, for the coach, for this to the assistant coaches, physiotherapists,
Mm-hmm.
strength and conditioning coaches. Uh, everyone in the team must feel safe. So
Okay.
coach should set a positive environment, positive and predictable routines. And
Mm-hmm.
rules must be clear, and also the consequences when the rules are broken. On court rules, off court rules, and now we are coming back, as we've been before, to the roles in the team. There
Mm-hmm.
must be very clear that we avoid any type of confusion. For example,
Mm-hmm.
talking about the last play in the game, you need to take a shot to win a game. You
Mm-hmm.
said the rule: who is taking the shot? What are we playing in the last offense? If the team is in bonus, if the team is not in bonus, if we have one injured player, if we have 5 seconds, if we have 10 seconds, and those rules must be set to avoid any confusion. Because after the game, oh, if we had done this like this, we should win the game, but we didn't. And to avoid that type, to let's say to control what is controllable. That's
Okay.
the main tasks and
Go.
responsibilities, and also develop responsibility to all the team, to personnel and the team.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you give their players are responsible for something, they will feel important. Because if they don't, if you, for example, if you give to one kid one staff to care,
Mm-hmm.
he will feel important. And give tasks to the players, give them something.
Mm-hmm.
The worst feeling for the players is when the coach is actually not talking to you. If the coach is yelling to the player,
Okay.
there are
Yeah.
hard times, we all know. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, when you have the bottom line, the coach is still counting on you. When the
Mm-hmm.
coach says to you, go off the court, there's a basket for you, you can shoot by yourself, whatever you do, it's not my, I don't care. That means that you're dead as a player.
Mm-hmm.
And you must
Wow.
talking about 4 players, you must really be smart how to put responsibilities, and how to deliver the tasks.
Great.
That's one of the, let's say, um, rules and standards. So manage the team. What does it mean, manage the team?
Mm-hmm.
One good friend of mine, also Slovenian, Aleš Kunc, an
Mm-hmm.
ex-national team 5-on-5 and 3x3 player, Slovenian guy.
Mm-hmm.
He took over Team Jeddah last year. He
Mm-hmm.
started in the August, and he managed. So it's the middle of the season, and he managed to with his team to achieve the World Tour finals.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a really good example how he managed the team. So how he selected the team, how he practiced with the team, and how he achieved the positive results. He had a vision, he had the players. One of the most important things, he had the money. He went to Saudi Arabia. The money was not a problem. Yeah, in 3x3 sometimes you need to apply for some challengers. You have to pay to come there. pay the fee to play, and then you have to come by yourself to another side of the world, which sometimes might be a problem. So he had a vision, and in the end of the season, that vision was paid with coming to the World Tour Finals. So that was really.
In sport, you need to invest. But the advantage here is like 3-on-3. You don't have a lot of players, so that means that your investment is kind of reduced. What you spend for 5-on-5 will be split in 3 or 4 flying time for 3-on-3 team, basically.
And also talking about players, very important piece of information is that in World Tour you are allowed to have only 6 players in the roster during the season. In 5-on-5 you are able you can play with 20. So maybe you can change 8 players. Here you can change only 2.
Only 2.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then set goals.
Setting the goals. Talking about setting the goals. This is one of the most important part of any, let's say, coach or manager or some other jobs. If you set a goal, you know what you are dying for or what you are doing for. So if you want to have money, you go to the job, you apply to the job that you have money, that you can live. So here you set a goal for a season. You can so you can divide those goals in a lot of ways. So we have short-term, long-term, individual, team goals, season goals, even for the competition, game goals, and so much, a lot of goals. The main idea is not to have too many goals for, let's say, for the team or also for the player. And the goals must be realistic and clearly set. So, for example, 3x3, what is our goal? Our goal is to come to the World Tour Finals. How we will achieve that? We must do this, and this. How we'll go to that lower level of the goals with this, and this. That's the most important part, in my opinion, of coaching job, because otherwise you are totally lost.
Exactly. So we go to plan of practice and competition.
Plan of practices. It's again setting the goals. If you set the goal, you can measure actually your achievement. Coming to the practice, and the coaches are not prepared, you are wasting really good time thinking, adjusting something. You must be ready. You must be prepared for a practice. So if you're not prepared, you're improvising, and this is not a good stuff. Sometimes maybe yes, when you're experienced coach, but you cannot do this. It's not professional. It's not good. And also setting the goals after the practice. After every practice, I, as a coach, I did short evaluation, short analysis of the practice regarding on the plan. So we are talking about, we have a couple of exercises. It was good. It was not good. It was too much for them. It was, I don't know, too slow. It was not good. We had problems with this and this. Just a sentence or two that for the next practice we come to the next level of this. And also you have a lot of plans, practices, competitions, season plan, monthly plan, weekly plan, for example, and so on. These are more theoretical stuff, but plan of practices, plans are very important. You can evaluate, you have feedback, and then you can reset your goals. For example, we set a goal that for us is one World Tour appearance is enough, but if you in the second World Tour you achieve the second World Tour appearance, you will surely reset your goal.
Great. So we go to game management. So that was like the bullet point, and now we go deeper to the conversation.
Game management. So talking about game management, like you said before, it's no in-game contact with the players. So this is the let's say the one of the main points where we start from. So game management, all of the coaches, we do scouting. So actually we scout the teams, and then we, let's say, somehow adjust our tactics or prepare our tactics to the opponent. And it must be really clearly set what to do, how to play, how to solve some situations which will probably appear in the game during the games. For example, you have a good shooter; he must not be alone. He's a good
to take shot.
He can penetrate well to the left, so don't allow him to penetrate to the left. Let him shoot. Let him I don't know, drive to the right. Or you have one dirty player elbowing all the time. Be aware of his elbow.
Yeah, basically.
Or maybe also this team struggles in rebound. This team is bad in solving pick and rolls. So first of all, attack offensive rebound. Second of all, play pick and roll and find the advantage. Or maybe their point guard is so short and in the mismatch situation, like Tim Lausanne talking about Gilles Martin, who is 173. When they switch, stop playing, seal him down, and actually
play him,
kill him under the basket. Yeah,
there we go.
That's it.
I like that. Kill him on the basket. This is really.
Yeah. Let him, for my example, play simple.
Punish him. Yeah, you have to go there. Yeah, play simple, effective.
Play simple. If they have a player who cannot play defense under against your big guy, let him score 21 points. I don't care as a coach, because we win, we lose, or actually we live and we die as a team, not as an individual. That's the most important thing. At the end of the tournament, you got the prize, the money, the medals, the cups. We got it.
And we're gonna talk about the prize money later on the show for sure.
Yeah. So team preparation. Talking just coming like I said before. You set in-game individuals and in-game team goals, and also set a game plan. So when we have, for example, talking about our small guy, short guy, okay, you will have problems because he's faster than you. Try to do this and this. And then we have individual in-game team goals. So, for example, prevent them to have more than 5 offensive rebounds or push them to turnovers. And then we have a game plan. For example, we said, okay, up to the second timeout, we must beat them because they're way more prepared than we are, or there are some, or just put them into the tie situation in the last minute. They will lose for sure, or kill them in the first minute of the game, in the first 2 offenses. This is coming from the team preparation. It's coming from scouting, and it's also included in the game management.
Okay, so scouting is a crucial part of basketball, actually of any sport level. You can't try. That's why the name of this show is Scout Live, the Scout Live. You can't go without have a guy who is responsible, have the responsibility to scout and prepare the what you guys gonna face, the team will face during the championship, during the competition, during the next game. Without those inputs, that really reduce the way coaching are setting goals, right?
Yeah, and we are when we scout, we actually we are removing the things which might surprise us. So, for example, in the game, also in 5-on-5, because in 5-on-5 you have 4 times 10 minutes, so you can during the first timeout, during the first break, you can say, okay, he's a good shooter, don't leave him alone. Here is only 10 minutes of playing, officially no contact. When he scores or she 2 or 3 2-pointers, you're actually down, and you cannot come
back from that.
Very tough, very tough.
Very tough.
This is coming from to building a high self-confident team. It comes to, let's say, repetitive skill work, which increases the ability and the confidence. So mature confidence cannot be broken. And you must all the time coming back and explain the players the importance of fundamentals, effort, and unselfishness. So if
Okay.
you are not selfish, you will be successful as a team. If you have one guy, now it's very, let's say, actual the last dance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Talking about MJ this,
Mm-hmm.
MJ that, MJ. Okay, MJ was perfect guy. He was really, in my opinion, also the best player ever. But without
Yeah,
some,
me too. Yeah, yeah.
but
But it can't be perfect on everything. A
but
leader always makes some mistakes. That's happened.
talking about, in my opinion, okay, I come from Balkan. We've been a part of ex-Yugoslavia. Croatia is
Mhm.
our neighbor. Serbia is 500 kilometers away. Bosnia, Macedonia, Montenegro, all great basketball countries now. Uh,
Mhm.
they actually didn't talk much about Toni Kukoc. Toni
Yeah,
Kukoc
yeah. It
was
was great.
was a player with big capital letters in Europe before he came
Mhm.
to the NBA. In my
Mhm.
opinion, Jordan didn't like him because he was frightened is not the good word, the proper word, but somehow was not satisfied with Toni Kukoc coming to Chicago Bulls. But at the end, without Toni Kukoc, they wouldn't
Won
win.
the championship.
Yeah, maybe some other guy would come there. I don't know. And also talking
Mhm.
about Luke Longley, the big guy.
Yeah, they look like from Sydney.
Yeah, also he was a very or Bill Cartwright. I read about Bill Cartwright. He was MJ didn't like him because Oakley was traded for Cartwright to New York, and Jordan didn't like New York guys.
Yeah, because no, Oakley was the bodyguard
Yeah,
of Jordan. Nobody can touch him because Oakley was there.
yeah, but I've heard the story from locker room because Jordan started to make shit out of Cartwright, and Cartwright came to him
Mhm.
and he said, "Man, just one nasty word about me, and I will kick your ass. I'm bigger than you, I'm older than you, and I know how to fight because I come from New York." And
Mhm.
from that moment on, he earned the respect of MJ. That was
Mhm.
on. It was like in the other that kind of guy was Robert Parrish in
Mhm.
Boston Celtics.
Yeah, yeah. The
You,
chief.
the
The
chief.
chief.
You remember that punch on Bill Laimbeer?
Mhm.
Bill
Yeah.
Laimbeer, Bill Laimbeer kicked the asses of Larry Bird, of DJ, of all the guys, and then Chief once had enough, and he really kicked him
Punch.
down. Yeah,
No, that was perfect.
yeah,
So we here at the team preparation, we already went through it. Now
yeah,
we are on the build a high self-confident team. So
yeah,
just to give a quick recap here, we talk about basketball 3-on-3, coaching in basketball 3-on-3 will be the expectation and the vision for FIBA for the future of coaching career on 3-on-3 and what team must prepare and build to achieve excellence or success on 3-on-3, just to make sure that everybody on the same page, understand what we're talking about right here. Please, Matic, build a high self-confident team.
yeah. As I said, you need to repeat to practice. When you set the rules, when you set the tactics, when you select the players, just repeat and play as much as possible. Develop the team, and when your players are aware that they can play, that they know, they feel themselves as a team, uh, you have a high self confident team, and they must be aware that the least important player is as same important as the most important players. So
Mhm.
if you don't have you maybe you in even easier to describe in 5-on-5 when the team
Mhm.
the 5-on-5 players position 11 and 12 in the team. If they're bad guys, they will connect with one or two players, and then you have 8 players on one side and you have 4 players on the other side, and it's very
Mhm.
tough as a coach to put them together again. Impossible.
Okay.
So
Okay.
here is very important as players start to believe in the job they're doing, they're working, they or to start believing to their game. That's the most important thing. If you achieve this as a coach,
Mhm.
then you can become a 3x3 coach just watching the games.
Okay, perfect. And now rules, rules and roles and rules. on 3
Yeah,
on 3.
roles and rules. So I've talked about some things about roles. They must be clearly set. So coaches, don't be afraid to set the last play or the majority of the plays for some players. In the world where everybody is satisfied, the world does not exist. In every group, which is, for example, the best scene is the political situation. When whoever comes to the top, he has some opponents. Even okay, I don't believe in the systems when you have 100 percentage when there are elections and all of the people are supporting one leader. This is,
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
I won't mention the countries, but
Yeah.
just talking. I don't want to mix politics and sports, but just to
Mhm.
describe as an example. Don't be afraid. Some of the players might be disappointed, but talk to them. Try to give them another tasks, another rules, and try to say them that they're as important as the other guys. So talking about Last Dance, you remember Scottie Pippen
Mhm.
leaving the
Yeah.
court. Tony Kukoc scored, and Scottie
Mhm.
Pippen was not satisfied that the team won. But at the
Yeah,
end,
exactly.
what
Mhm.
happened in the locker room? Scottie Pippen cried, and the Bill Cartwright came to him and said, "Hey man, you're a piece of shit. You let the team down."
Exactly.
That's
Because he didn't trust his teammates'
yeah,
shots.
yeah.
He want that offense to go to his hands so he can take that shot and be the savior of the day. But that wasn't made for him because the way, look, if you're scouting really fast, the way he pull up his shot come from really low place. You have like 5 seconds to end the game. So if you see Tony Kukoc take his shot from here, almost here, it was like 6'10" or something like that. That's
This
why
is
when the ball came, he catch it from high and release it that quick
yeah.
and make the shot. And he was left hand shooter.
And he was actually playing power forward position. So
Yeah,
a bit slower player was actually guarding him. That was
exactly.
another stuff. Okay,
Mhm.
talking about the rules.
Rules.
Set the roles in your team. If you don't set, then you can expect some confusion.
Mhm.
If you set the rules, okay, you have another example. Allen Iverson. He was the leader
Mhm.
of the team. He never won anything, even the Olympics.
Mhm.
He every time
Olympics, they won? No, they got beat that year.
in 2-4 in 2-4 in two
Yeah, I
four they
was there.
lost.
They lost against Argentina. I play against them. I remember. Yeah, they
Yeah,
lost against Argentina.
talking
Yeah.
talking about okay, the coaches decided that Allen Iverson would be the leader. Would take in they have in Philly they have the deal. He's taking the every first shot of the quarter and every last shot of the quarter. So
Hmm.
eight shots were granted for him. But when you now have the retrospective of his career, actually he was a great player, but he's let's say in the same world as mighty Charles Barkley and Karl
Hmm.
Malone. So the greatest losers.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
great, but they didn't want nothing.
yeah.
Definitely.
So
Hmm.
then we have the rules. The rules are specific for 3x3, and this is one of the first things every coach must learn and must be totally aware of them. That's the
Okay.
first, the most crucial part. You have a lot of good examples, a lot of videos in FIBA YouTube channel. I
Hmm.
will just go briefly because we could have one session only about rules 3x3. So
Yeah.
the
Okay.
game is played up to 21. When the
Hmm.
team reaches 21, the game is done. The normal playing time is 10 minutes. So if one team reaches 21 and there is 2 minutes and 11 seconds left, the game is over. We must be
Okay.
all aware of this. But if there is, I don't know, 15 to 11 and the playing time is over, the game is over. So if we have 21-10 before playing time is over, so it's called sudden death. The game is over, and on the other side, 10 minutes of playing time is decides the winner. So if we have the tied score at the end of 10 minutes, the first team which scores 2 points is a winner. Not the difference 2 points, but you have to score 2 points. If there's 11-11 at the end of the regular playing time, the first team which reaches 13 or 14, if we score 1 and 2, is a winner. The basket counts 1 and 2. A normal 5-on-5 shots which worth 2 points, here worth 1, and behind the arc worth 2 points.
2 points.
Yeah, free throw is also awarded by 1 point. Next thing, which is very important, fouls. Foul situation is like this: you don't have personal fouls that can exclude the player, that the player is going out of the, like 5 fouls in basketball. You have only team fouls, counting team fouls, and here is a very important stuff. All shooting fouls are awarded by free throws. All non-shooting fouls from 1 to 6 team fouls are awarded by check ball. Team fouls 7, 8, 9, and it is not important if is a shooting foul or not shooting foul. Non-shooting foul are awarded 2 free throws. So if you score and the team has 7 fouls, and this is 8th foul from the team, you are awarded also by 2 free throws. When you have 10th and every next foul, 2 free throws plus possession, to avoid fighting, to avoid scenes which are not really good for sport, and that the people is still watching, because if there is hack a shack tactic and no penalty as a free throw, then it's not good. After you score, the ball is awarded to another team, to the other team, which must clear the ball. That means that the ball must be either passed, either dribbled behind the arc. And the shot clock is starting whenever the new offensive team has the control of the ball. If you take a shot and the ball is not cleared, this is not good. It's a violation, and the other team is awarded for a check ball. Every violation, every time when ref blows, we are not passing out of the bounds, but the ball is checked from the top. The defensive guy gets the ball, offensive guy stays on the 3x3 Infinity logo, and the defensive guy passes or checks the ball to him, and then the game starts.
It starts. Okay.
Yeah, subs are only during the dead ball situation. So not like handball or even ice hockey. Okay, I know you're from Africa, but maybe somebody knows. In ice hockey, they're subs during the game.
Okay.
Yeah, here when the let's say the time is stopped, like this. And the only way the player can be ejected is either direct ejection for stupid things like really intentional fouls, or a nice conversation with the ref. We know the stuff like this. And also with the two flagrant or unsportsmanlike foul, you are also out for the game. That's it. Rules really briefly going through. I know I talked a lot, but maybe you can also send the link, or I will send you the link for the 3x3 rules.
For everyone who will look for the rules, the deeper one, just have to go to the commentary and ask. We're gonna make it available for you straight from the page for our question tag place. So now we go to rule implementation in the game, basic rule 3-on-3 introduction. I think that you already go through it.
Yeah. And now
Reading the rules. I mean, we're gonna share the link for the people to reading the rules.
yeah,
Hey, by
and
the way, get back here. This guy
yeah,
is 3-on-3 voice, right?
yeah,
The
I
voice
put
of
him
3-on-3.
voice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys have to understand that on the high competition, the guy who commentate live the games during the World Tour, etc., is
Carl Montgomery, the voice.
that's the voice, the 3-on-3 voice, 3-on-3 F voice. So he's
Yeah.
the guy. He's
LA, 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 LA guy from the Clippers, LA Clippers, also announcing there. Uh,
really.
yeah, a big. He was actually a big high school player, uh,
Mhm.
and the some competitions I had a chance. Actually, we played a couple of times one on one. It was
He beat
quite.
you.
I didn't hear you.
He beat you. How
I
many
didn't hear.
times?
I didn't hear you.
How many times he beat you?
Ask him.
So next.
Next, yeah, just Victor, just a second. Talking about reading the rules.
Okay.
Just to clear the stuff. Explain the players when to take timeout, when to use non-shooting fouls, how to react in the situations where you are in bonus, do the foul, not, and so on. Just uh, try to find some opportunities for your team when you can. You are every team is allowed to one so-called delay call, so you don't pick up the ball right after it
Mhm.
falls through the basket, or maybe you do some bet checking the ball, and maybe you leave the ball going out of the court just to maybe to do some sub, maybe to get some rest and so on. Just reading the rules to find the let's say the gap or the opportunity for your team. This is the Balkan way of thinking. Maybe also you played a lot, and maybe also you understand the Turkish way of basketball. Uh,
Of course,
that's
no. You, you,
that's
you, you need to know the rules to use it on your advantage.
yeah, that's it.
So
Yeah,
you
that's it.
you can't be around and try to win in life, business, sport without knowing the rules or actually applies on the situation that you are in action.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah,
for example,
it's
if you have reading the rules, it means if you have 4 fouls, you have still 2 non-shooting fouls, and if there is 15 seconds till the end of the game, use those 2 fouls. And then
mhm,
on the other side, if you have 6 fouls, don't do the foul. And
mhm,
if you have, for example, 20, and if you're chasing and the opponent has, I don't know, 11 or 12, maybe you can shoot 2 pointers and you can score 22. And if we
mhm.
have some tiebreakers, that 1 point might be crucial.
Exactly.
That's
Just
reading the
to
rules.
just to remember to everyone here that 3-on-3, when you score a 2 point, is a value of two is equivalent of one, and when you shoot at a three, is 2 point. Okay, just to make sure that
Yeah.
yeah. So now we go for the next slide, which is really important.
Oh, yeah.
This is a place that people are really have to sit and really have a glass of water. Okay.
Yeah. Talking
Mm.
about
Competition network. First of
talking
all,
about okay.
now wait,
You'd
I
say
have a question. I have a question here.
yeah.
Point one. Okay. What is competition network? I know what it is, but I want you to explain to our people who are live right now, who will listen to this live later on. What is FIBA competition network,
So
please?
it actually is in this competition network. It includes every competition which is actually held by any organizers in the world. So you have the application called Event Maker, and if you
Mm-hmm.
put these competitions to the Event Maker, you earn some points. And this
Mm-hmm.
is the only way to qualify to the Olympic qualifiers, to the World Cup, to the Youth Olympics, and so on. And depends. Here you see 10 colors. It depends
Sure.
which type of competition, which level of competition is this. So
Okay.
I will go.
Wait. This is really important. People have to understand that this can change the ranking of your country. So basically, the network combine national team competition where they participate, even local competition when it's all passed through. How you call the platform is
Event maker.
Event Maker. So every tournament who pass through the Event Maker from private promoter or national team are getting a value federation. Yeah, are getting a great color that give the country points.
Yeah.
And for each, we have 10 colors. 10 colors will start from white to black. I like black, by the way. So this is the black point is where everyone will get to world tour, national teams, whatever is at the black level. Every time that your national team hit that spot is a benefit for everyone.
Yeah.
So now we have point two is as a 3x3 coach. Sorry, I'm missing the D here. Okay, but I'll fix that on the thing that we're gonna share. As a 3x3 coach, should know 3-on-3 competition structure.
Yes, should, because
It should.
it's important which level are you running, and also, like you said, best 50 players from this year on, their points are so-called national rankings. So the sum of 50 best players from one nation gives the country rankings. So Slovenia is actually the fourth now. Serbia is leading. USA is the second. Russia is the third, and so on. So the system is now changed this year, because last year the competitions up to from white to brown, they were, to be honest, the players through these colors got too many points comparing to the world tour. For example, it was back in years, if you won the local tournament in one town, you were, for example, like the sixth in the world tour. This is not possible.
This is.
So now, where should we start? The bottom or the top? Let's say the bottom, because we will climb
No,
easily.
we go from white. Let's go from white and finish black. Right? You don't want to go black to finish white, right?
Why not?
You my guest, please.
Yeah. Okay. So we
Do
start.
your thing.
Yeah, we'll. To be honest, we'll start at the olive. Every single tournament, which you're number 4.
Olive number 4. Okay, this is
every single tournament which you put into the event maker is marked olive at the beginning. So all open events, local, by national federation, by private promoter, are ranked olive. And then this means the second row is endorsed. This means that it is in the event maker. And then depend. If you have lower than 12 teams, you go downgrade to 1. If you have lower than 8 teams, you downgrade 2. If you have only under 18 competitions, or only 40 plus competitions, you go to green. You cannot go higher. We are talking about the local or any not FIBA and not pro event competition. Every under 15 cannot be higher than yellow. Every under 13 cannot be higher than white.
Okay, now just to separate something here. So the olive was number 8, or number 4 that we are talking right now. This competition can involve city tournament, or is just reserved for the under the U18.
We are talking here. Where is your laser now? It's the national team competitions.
Okay, now we here. So
we are just
first
go
of all,
to to the endorsed, just to that level.
Okay. So where we have to go is like this. This is the olive color when it's endorsed by FIBA. Okay.
It's here.
Now you can hear pro event. People often understand pro event is promoters or do cities, private tournament, blah blah blah, with different level. Okay.
Yeah.
Any age. And then
talking here about pro events. It's
pro event.
it's meant only by FIBA Pro Tour.
FIBA
So it's World
Pro
Tour,
Tour.
Challengers, and Women's Series. Only these three competitions. These are pro events meant by FIBA. Endorsed are all events which are in the event maker.
Okay, perfect. And then you have for the national team. My question is: this olive color tournament is just for national team U18?
Under 18. This is when you have, let's say, for example, you invite Angola, Mozambique, I don't know, Zimbabwe, and
Botswana. Because we have good friends down there.
Yeah, okay. Just for example, and you apply to FIBA that you will have a national team tournament. You should be at the beginning. You should be green. You see, because it's under 18 in the first endorsed. But if you apply that it's a national team, you will get upgrade by 1 because it's a national team competition. But you must apply to FIBA.
Okay.
So actually, you are upgrade by 1. You see, if you compare to the endorsed level, and if we go up, climbing the ladder up from blue up to the black, there are all international tournaments. You see, if we go to the blue, it's satellite stop. Satellite is actually open tournament. Okay, it might be restricted by the organizer who can come, who cannot come. Maybe I organize a satellite. I will have from, I don't know, 16 teams, 12 will be from my country. If we go to the quest stops and the satellite finals, it's also usually international. Also the quest final, talking brown, is usually international, except in Slovenia, where it's regulated by the federation. It's only for Slovenian. You might have 2 international players, but in the roster there must be at least 4 Slovenian guys. And you have so-called Super Quest Pink, which is actually now new. That Super Quest means that it's international quest by many good teams. That's it. It's pink. This is now new. And then we move to pro events. I explained the World Tour is the top level of the 3x3. Why is not the national team black level? We are talking about FIBA Cups. Go just to the red level, far right.
The red level, yeah.
Right to the far right. We have FIBA Cups, including under 23. Why is not the FIBA World Cup ranked black? Because it can come only one team from one country. And if you check the World Tour finalists, you have a couple of Serbian teams, you have a couple of American teams, you have a couple of Slovenian teams, and in the World Cup, you have only one team from one country. And to be honest, when you check the worst team in the World Cups, they are not really good teams, to be honest. And this is why it's ranked red. Then we go back to the pro events, challengers, and world tours. Maybe just the explanation of this situation. How to come here. World tour.
Okay, let's no wait. You didn't talk about girls here, so please don't get me in trouble. We have women's series, Super Quest Pink. Please, let's talk about it.
Women's series is actually a national. It was last year invention. It was I think it was 16 teams. I think it was 16. Playing in 2 conferences. One was European and the other was Europe Asia, something like this, including Russia to go into Asia. And then they had the finals. They played national teams from several countries there. It was a really good competition. I've been a supervisor at 3 or 4 events at that level. And you know what was the biggest problem of this women's series? That a lot of good players, women players, are actually playing 5-on-5. And they, at the end of the August and the beginning of September, they start to play 5-on-5. And you cannot extend the season. That's the biggest problem. And the level,
maybe
of
3-on-3, maybe 3-on-3 pro series, because I know that you guys were talking about create like a league on 3-on-3 where players can really like play almost 60-70% of the year. Can be great for the girls actually to keep involved, and because this is what I see in Angolan basketball, just right quick, and African basketball as well. You have 12 players on the rosters. They're on the national team, on the team, but actually only 7 of them, maximum 8, plays. The other ones are always on the bench. Is not enough to grow as a player to just practice. You need game time. And you can have those game time playing on 3-on-3. Okay.
Nobody became a player sitting on the bench. Nobody.
Exactly.
So you have, that's one of the advantage of 3x3. You have 4 players, you have 10 minutes. This is actually 30 minutes playing time divided to 4 players. It's about 7.5 minutes per each player. Talking theoretically.
And what the plan of FIBA for the women's basket? Because we talk a lot about NBA, we talk a lot about FIBA World Tour, we talk about, but now for a moment, can you open a window and basically send a message, say, look, you're a bench player, you still love the game, you think that you can be more successful on a fast-paced game, 3-on-3 is for you. We give those opportunities for women. This is basically what women want to listen.
Yeah, but it might lead into troubles, because some of the coaches, they do not actually accept. They didn't accept 3x3. They are afraid, also in Slovenia, that they will lose some players who will actually turn into 3x3. Yeah, and then but that's the reality. Be honest.
Yeah, we have that here too. Basically, this is the thing that 3-on-3 come to compete with 5-on-5. This is stupid.
At the end, if a player gets a salary in 5-on-5, I'm talking about dollars now, $2,000 every month playing 5-on-5, or if they are granted $2,000 per month in 3x3, they can choose. But if they're granted only in 5-on-5, and 3x3 is, if you win something you get the money, then it's a problem.
Okay, look, I have a question right quick of my brother. We play with him in national team, me with number 11, him with number 10. He's Olympian and African champion. And we run with him 3-on-3 here in Angola. And he coach actually 3-on-3 under 15 in Botswana. So if you have that question, it's just an introduction. Yeah, we have won the Southern Youth Game at the years ago in Botswana. U50 national team, boys and girls, and get point for that. They did get point for that. That was a yellow competition. Actually, yellow or orange.
Should be yellow. Should be orange if you apply to
Orange.
FIBA. And next thing is the points are only for 1 year. So after, it's like in the tennis, after a year you lose those points. So they are. If it was not in the event maker, it was not recognized by FIBA. So you cannot, if it is not in the system, you cannot get the points. And also another thing very important I didn't mention till now is that all the players must have they have to create profiles on the platform play.fiba3x3.com. It's like a Facebook account or Instagram account. And the system, the organizer of the event will find them in the system and will put them into the squad. and when he applies the score, those players will earn those points. If the players were without the profile, then you couldn't get the points.
Okay, so basically, Vlad, if the guy is maybe from Slovenia, from your side, because his name is Vladimir, you know,
Vladimir,
it's maybe from Russia or something. He played the Olympics. He got actually rest in peace Kobe Bryant. He had some good moment down there too. A great guy, a real soldier. So basically, Vlad, if it's a national team competition and you are coaching, for example, and you win, the guy who runs the FIBA 3-on-3 backhand must apply to FIBA to add a ranking. But after such a years, if then the national team U15 who won those points doesn't play all the competition, they will lose those points. That's it or not?
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's pretty clear.
You have points just for 12 months.
12
That's
months.
it. Or if, for example, if you have the World Cup in October and there is next World Cup in June, you will lose the October World Cup points when next same type of competition is held. You can earn those points up to 18 months. So 18 months is the biggest gap for having the same points. Yeah, so if Vladimir wants to ask deeper, let's talk privately, not to, let's say, waste here.
Of course, he's my partner, a great friend. For sure, I will put you in contact. That's not an issue. And of course, you will be able to talk to him. And for everyone who want the contact of Matic, please let me know. Send me a private message on Facebook or on my WhatsApp for those who had it, and it will be a pleasure. So let's push it. You talk about I have a question but you always take that on the woman's side, okay? Just to make sure that the girls are represented here. So you have bronze 7, purple 6, and blue 5. You have satellites, you have quest stop, you have satellite stop. So can you explain here those three differences?
Yeah.
Starting from 5, blue 5.
So we have. I will go other from the other side to explain what is quest. Quest is a series. It includes several stops and the finals. So actually, you have couple of tournaments. During these quest stops, players earn tour points, tour rankings. And in the end, you have a final. So you can do the quest final. You have to qualify. You cannot come to the quest final just to apply. You cannot come there. For the satellite stop and the satellite final, when you have a satellite stop, the winner is usually going to the satellite, which is meant here satellite final, and you can also invite some teams to satellite directly.
Okay.
That's
Wait. 1 minute. So playing a satellite spot, stop. How many teams can be involved? So, and I want you, when you go through it, to be really clear. It can be a satellite spot for national team and satellite spot for cities.
No, only satellite. Satellite is only for city teams, not for national teams.
Okay, great. Okay, perfect. So this stop need to be how many teams?
Not limited, up to the organizer.
Okay. Okay. How many teams?
However you want to. How many?
Oh shit!
It's up to the organizer.
How many teams that you want? Many that you can. So any ages, any age, no age restrictions.
Age restrictions just for the Pro Tour, so World Tour and Challengers, players must be aged at least 18. At least 19. Sorry, 19.
19 for the for the satellite final and the quest final?
It's regulated by the organizer. By FIBA is only World Tour and Challengers regulated, and also the cups, Zone Cup, World Cup, and so on.
Okay. Okay. Great. Just to open that window and know what it. So now, can you explain us? I know what it is, but I want you to explain to everyone what's the quest stop and the
Quest stop,
satellite final. What's the difference between them? That's gonna be more easy. Like that's gonna be faster. What's the difference between
for the quest
stop?
and for the quest stop? Anybody can apply. For the satellite finals, it's usually either invitation only, either winners of the satellite stops. That's the thing. And the quest is usually a little bit higher level of basketball than satellite, because quest you have series of tournaments played. Satellite is standalone tournament.
Slalom, yeah,
Yeah,
slalom.
quest is like a tour.
It's like a tour. Okay, perfect. Okay, now you said that you earning points. So going back here on the slide, point 2, so in the country you earn point running 3-on-3 event, both private, both federation one. Okay, national team. And for example, let's go and give some example as a number, because next week we're gonna have the great Danilo Ludic.
Lukic, Dacha.
Lukic, Dacha. We're gonna have Dacha, who will talk about statistics, point calculations, and preparation, physical conditioning for 3-on-3 teams. So we're gonna go to those numbers better. So now here we just want to give you guys a quick value. For example, if I run 10 events in Angola, who is going to be, for example, 8 who is going to be private, and 2 is going to be national team. Each event we think is like 5 points, so we have like almost 500 points, for example. And now we have teams who live in the country and go play private or the city competition, and we have national team play for national team competition. That add extra point on what we already earn, right?
Yeah, but here every player is limited per 9 events in last 12 months. Best 9 events in last 12 months. So if you play 50 events, only best 9 are calculated. If you play 5, all 5 are in.
Okay. That's the minimum for you to keep ground or bring him up as a ranking level worldwide. You need to participate at least at 5 events yearly.
Now 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
It depends on the age category. When you check open level, I don't think there are any players with less than 9 events in the first top 10 countries.
Okay, great. Now we passed already through what those mean, how to get to the certain column. Now roles of national federations, teams, players, and private promoters. Please explain us.
Okay. When we start with the national federation, if the national you have a so-called 3x3 e-learning process. So when you have a national team, only national federation, the official national federation, can be connected to FIBA. So we have some examples when they have 2 or even 3 national basketball federations, and there is a problem, which is official one. It's usually recognized by the local Olympic or the state Olympic committee. For example, Mongolia has 5-on-5 federation and 3x3 federation, and both of them are connected to FIBA. 3x3 federation is responsible only for 3x3, 5-on-5 only for 5-on-5. That's and the national federation, coming back to the e-learning process, one from the federation must do this e-learning process. FIBA actually guarantees to themselves that there is one person in each country who knows the system, who recognize the importance
The
of
colors.
the colors, and also the importance of putting something to 3x3, that there is somebody who knows the way how the 3x3 actually works. That's if you don't have e-learning process done, you're not available to play at any official FIBA national team competition.
Question: this e-learning platform, who is at the FIBA Academy, right? Give you a 1-year certification. Annually, you must take the test and come up to date. Just people have to understand that, because I spoke as a guy who runs it for the past years, and I passed through that process. But that process just started last year or 2 years ago, that you have to update your knowledge on the e-learning process. But this is really important to understand what you're doing. And beside that, this is something that I noticed reserved for the national team, but it's going to be an opportunity for you to explain, is the learning process for the backhand. What is the back end? I know what it is, right? I just want to make sure that you share that for those who are online now and are trying to get something for that. What is the back end for the national? This is National Federation property. They deal directly with that.
Actually the tool for every national federation where you can apply for every competition or even refuse it. And it's also the tool when you put your roster into. So this is the system where you put your players in who will play at some big competition, national team competition, and it also gives you the opportunity to follow the rankings, and you are actually getting all the proper information in the backend monthly. So you have every month FIBA is sending you the calculations, some kind of activities in the last month, and how many players do you have registered in the platform, and so on. So it's a national federation tool to apply for the national competitions and to follow the other national team, the other national federations.
Okay, great. So now we moved for the next. Teams, players. You already talked about players. You said that players must be ranked with minimum of 5, 6 to 9 competitions, right? We talk about that. Teams.
Teams are very important.
This is really important. I want you to talk about cities and outside and national team.
So if you have a good team, they will probably play at the top level competition, and they will earn more points for your country. Here I didn't say that players are here divided by passport. So if you have a team called, for example, Luanda, and if you have 3 players from Mozambique playing for Team Luanda, Mozambique will get those points for those 3 players. Luanda will get only for that 4th player, which is holding Angolan citizenship. So it depends on the other hand, you might have Angolan players playing for, I don't know, Team Paris or Team Lisbon, and they're earning points also for Angola. That's that's it. And about teams are very, let's say, important to improve the whole basketball, and also to connect some players. Maybe teams are playing against each other, recognizing good players, and maybe for next year some of those good players are connected to new team, and they can play at the higher level.
Great.
Talking about national teams, national teams should be the pride of each country. So when you select a team, it's very important how the team presents the country in the world.
Of course, because this is the resume of how the basketball locally is being played. Now, I want to this is not a part of the slide, but tell me, normally, how is made the selection of the players on the national team in Slovenia?
To be honest, my opinion is like this: that the the there are nowadays you cannot choose 4 players for 4 different teams, put them together for I don't know, for a week, and then you go to the World Cup, because the best teams are teams who are playing together for a long time, and they're
Mm-hmm.
very successful.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding talking about everything, roles, rules, set plays, system of playing, and so on. So it's not like 5-on-5 when before the Olympics or before the World Cup you practice for I don't know 2 weeks and then you go, because it's the same situation in each country. But here in Slovenia, my idea was to take the best possible team, and it was Team Piran in last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So they were successful. They won, I think, 5 or 6 medals in the big competitions.
Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect. So we can move to the next
private,
slide.
private promoters, Mister.
Private promoters.
It's very important if there are smart guys at the federation that you can connect with private promoters. Private promoters will help improving basketball. They will organize some tours, some standalone tournaments, and
Mm-hmm.
federation could get a lot of ranking points through private promoters tournaments. But if
Yeah.
they're not, let's say, smart guys at the federation, then is you might have a problem. You
It's
don't
a
care as a
problem. We
private
don't
promoter.
fight. Yeah. That's always, yeah.
You don't care about the national federation, but you just care, let's say, for the money. And this is not for me. It's not a good solution.
Of course. This is an issue that will be spread for all Africa. The understanding of 3-on-3 concept, how is applied to reality.
Yeah,
And this match between the federations and private promoter is a worldwide situation, not just in Africa, all around the globe, because people don't know how 3-on-3 works. What is the concept? What are the rights and what they can do, what they can't do.
yeah,
Everybody want to control, over control, and over. They want to put them wheel on 5-on-5 ways to 3-on-3. That will kill the concept. My advice, personally, there must exist freedom, because this is a freedom concept
yeah,
where a promoter said, you know what? I want to run a 3-on-3 on the bottom, on the top of a building. And I have the condition, I have the building, I have everything. Just make it available. As a
yeah,
federation, make sure that you have all things set, because those points will come back for you. And I know FIBA, after a moment of many events, you guys give like court, like mobile court and rims and balls for the federation and not for the promoters. So at the end of the day, everybody who are contribute are putting a seed to a basketball as one through the federation.
yeah.
So just this is my own point of view, and I hope that makes sense for a lot of you guys. And now we can move for the next one.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, mindset. Ugh.
Oh, mindset.
Mindset. Ugh.
Yeah,
What
going
means for you? Look, tell me, what means for you Slovenian mindset? Because
mindset.
if you see, we have kind of same story lives, civil
Yeah,
war, troubles, communist system, wheels, discipline, focus. We all, you guys and Angolan, have those kind of tough life that we survive through sports and have that love for making work. So I want to hear on your side mindset what that means before we go to the 3-on-3. You as a Slovenia represent your country. Tell me.
mindset. The first of all is to prepare player to play basketball. Why is he coming to practices? Why is he coming to the games? to, let's say, put all that stuff in some frame, in one normal order. Why is he there? And we talked about setting goals before. You also develop an athlete mindset while setting the goal. So this is the goal. This is the way you are coming to that goal. That's developing of this mindset. Because if you don't set the goals, you cannot lead the player, because he will be totally lost. Developing also the developing mindset is also responsibility. I've been talking to before. If, for example, if you don't practice 100%, your opponent won't need to be 100%. So this is your responsibility to push your opponent to the limit. And the discipline. If one player is missing every practice, he's not disciplined, he's not trustworthy, and he's actually letting the team down. And also, you work in a group, be a teammate, accept the roles, and also be willing to accept the feedback from your team, and learning to cope with the success and failure. That's developing. So there is not a single player or coach in the world who won every game which was played. I think that unfortunately there probably has been some people who lost every game they played. But you must cope with this, because wins and losses are part of the sports world. We all know this, and that's developing the mindset. And also you can use some techniques like visualizing the success and so on. You know, this is a bit of psychology, also psychiatry, but and also control the emotions. Talking about negative situation, maybe you totally lost control of yourself because the ref didn't blow one call. And at the end, you can lose a game.
Motion right here. This is really important for 3-on-3 players. You just say something. A call was made on 3-on-3. You don't have to waste your time to go argue with the referee, because the game basically doesn't stop. Clock is running. You just have to go, focus, and keep going. Check ball, and the ball is live. You cannot spend your time, go to the referee, No, this is not a circus. 3-on-3, the way I see it, I can be wrong on that definition, is let's go time. We play, I have to beat you because I have the next guy who will come. It's like street ball. It's like when you play in the house court, it's like, okay, this is 21.10 minutes. I beat you, you come the next one. I will be here until the end of the day. Nobody will beat me. And that's it, and that's why mindset. So we're getting already at the first point, developing an athlete mindset. This is where we're going now. Tell me.
Yeah.
Developing an athlete mindset. So
this is
we have
what
the
we discussed
mistakes.
before.
Okay, the mistake to avoid a part of the game.
Yeah, they're part of the game. You have to accept them. As a player, as a team, try to do as low number as possible, and force the opponent to do as much as possible, and start to live with mistakes. They are part of the game, but just focus on the future and to learn from mistakes, because you know how it goes. The idiot learns from his own mistakes. The smart guys are learning from the mistakes from the others. It goes like this. So they're the part of the game, and there is not a game where every team scores everything, where each pass was perfect, where each defense was perfect. It's not. So that's it.
Great. So basketball drive for perfection, accepting. Already we talk about that.
Accepting mistakes at some time, yeah.
Mistakes and sometimes.
Yeah, you go to be perfect, but you have to accept that every time will not be perfect. So this is the coaching job, to explain to the players, if the end of the game you did everything you could do, during the game. And if the opponent wins the game, yeah, okay, I give him hand. You were better today. That's it.
Okay, great. So the pyramid of success, John Wooden, I mean that you guys have to do a little search on it and read it, is a great concept, and that will help you to understand not just basketball, but business and life, the way it works, and the importance by block and what you have to take and move
By
forward.
levels.
That level.
By
Thank you.
level, yeah, and maybe you just face to the players, and they will find themselves where's their lack of knowledge.
Okay. Game management. So player reaction. So we use the three basic rules of basketball is shot, pass, drive. Driving is
Yeah,
always the last option. But you have to know when to take the shot, when to pass, and when to drive. So
yeah.
players reaction. 3-on-3. What's up?
Players' reaction. Players will have to actually find the proper answer to the situation on the court, which is happening on the court. So if you have, for example, three big guys, three strong guys, you won't probably drive into them to get a block. You'll probably shoot, or you will force the player to come to the perimeter position. You play one-on-one, or maybe if the player reaction, if the court is not good, if the player is not the ball is not bouncing well, you will probably play more passing game than dribbling. If there is a windy situation, you are an idiot if you're taking just deep shots. Okay, and then the set, for example, and the first rule of the 3x3, the conditions are same for everybody because they're all attacking the same rim, they're all watching toward the same basket. So if the sun is behind the basket, it's not like in 5-on-5 when you play maybe the first time.
First time, yeah, on one side. That happened with me too back in the day.
It's windy, it's slippery, it's sunny for everybody. It's hot for everybody. So you have to adjust. That's the most important thing. And don't when you're preparing the team on the players, don't allow them to cry. It's windy, it's hot, it's I don't know, it's cold, it's I'm aware that for African people in Mongolia, when we played at 7, 8, 9 degrees Celsius, it was quite cold. But for Mongolian and Canadian team, it was like home advantage.
Exactly. And now, player know-how.
Yeah, player know-how, the most important. My opinion as a coach. Play your game against every opponent. Don't adjust too much because you will lose your identity. And if you adjust too much to the opponent will probably kill you, because you imagine you play. I don't know. I will give you the example. You are a shooting team, so you are only shooting. You are winning games by taking deep shots, and then the next game comes. They have good defender on the perimeter, and you don't take shots anymore. You just penetrate. Okay, you might win the game, but at the end, you will probably lose it because you will change your identity, and in the long run, it's not a good solution.
Okay, and then game preparation.
Game preparation, we talked this before. If you change, just coming back to player know-how, if you change a lot as in the game preparation, so you said we won't play this and this and this, the players will be confused. The player will lose their they won't believe confidence. Yeah, they won't believe in themselves, and they will ask themselves, what the hell are we doing? Why do we change? We were successful up till now, and now we are changing. Why? Because of the opponent? No, we were winning by these tactics, and now we are totally changing. Game preparation, we said before, scouting at the practice, showing how to solve the situation, and be also ready to have one or two options how to play defense, and also in offense expect what the opponent will play in defense. If they switch pick, we do this. If they follow, we do this. If they go below, we do this. And something like this. Very
Perfect.
important. But in game preparation, to be honest, don't feel too much. Don't feed players with too much information, because they will be totally lost. Coaches, we can talk hours about basketball, about games. Player meetings then 10 longer than 15-20 minutes. Players will totally lost. They will totally lose attention.
Great. Now we have some few points that we have to close it. Tell us about developing a defense, first point, so we can close out the presentation, go to the answers, to the questions, and
okay, developing defense. Be short. First of all, very important. Play one-on-one. Don't be aware that there will somebody help you. Nobody will help you, because in the 3x3 situation, everybody must stay closer to his player than in 5-on-5. There is no ball side, help side, or ball side, strong side, weak side. Everybody responsible for his player. That's the first option. Box out, of course, very important part. If you don't allow opponents to rebound, they don't get another chance to score. Then talking about solving the situations about handoffs and pick and rolls and off-ball screens, very important. Usually, all of the players, all of the teams are switching. That's the most common.
This is on 3-on-3. This is on 3-on-3, just so people understand.
And then more and more now best teams, and it will also come to the lower in next few years. Pick and rolls are not switching anymore. They're following or going through. So the player who is playing ball defense is actually following his player to avoid mismatch situations.
That's smart.
That's it. Boxing out, and the most important thing on developing, after you get a ball, a transition, a quick transition, clear the ball and attack the basket.
Okay, now we have developing technical skills.
If you don't have well-skilled players, you are very limited in offense, and you are a nice team for every opponent.
Okay,
you're like a Santa Claus giving some gifts to the other team. If, for example, if you cannot shoot, the opponents won't catch you, won't chase you outside.
Okay.
If you're a bad driving team, for example, they will force you, they will push you, and they will actually try to that you go to the penetration. That's, for example. Yeah.
Okay, now we have developing a tactical skills.
Tactic is very important, more and more important in 3x3. First of all, you must aware players that they have to move and they have to pass the ball. Don't dribble. Dribbling is waste of time in 3x3. Okay, you need dribbling in the last moments in pick and roll situations, but first of all should be movement and passing.
Movement and passing.
And the first, let's say, normal chance, take a shot, because there won't be any second chance. Only 12 seconds.
When you get the shot, shoot it.
Shoot it. And imagine the problems who are not allowed to shoot in 5-on-5, coming to 3-on-3.
Yeah, we just catching. Yeah. So they will let you shoot back and forward. Let me just wait. Make a mistake here on your email. On your email now, on your how you call it. This is missing a 5 here. Just wait. Okay, a 5 here, and we have save. So for everyone who want to get in contact with Matic, you on his Facebook, Instagram, are there, and whatever you guys want to ask for the PowerPoint, we're gonna fix it, added some links, so it's gonna be available. Please do ask those content through our lives here on the comment below. Why? Because we want to bring people on the platform actually to listen to the episode where Matic explain, all those points. Furthermore, in few days, we're gonna make available for you guys some short cut of 3 minutes of this show explaining every situations shortly, that will help also to get the understanding. So now, for us to wrap up, because we passed already our time, we're gonna go through some questions and some affirmation right quick. We have Ed Moore who asking for a coach there a better chance to develop a younger player in 3-on-3, even to here's the players as more decision making. I mean, they are more confident in the player. Also, why it's not an Olympic game.
Yeah,
So
for coaches are better chance to play younger to develop a younger player, but you must be aware that it's the same level of basketball up to the age 18, because if you ask the player who is aged 16, 17 where do you want to play, probably all of the players will say in the NBA. Not I will be a 3x3 player. That's it. So
yeah.
you must carefully choose the players and guiding them into the 3x3. That's the situation. Choose a well-skilled players. Choose normal guys. Don't choose idiots, because you will have a lot of problems and you won't be successful. Trust me. I had
Oh,
couple of
of idiots.
revolutionary
All of
ideas.
you. Yes. Great. Now, just here, this is Portuguese agent said, and we confirm 3-on-3 will be in Olympics in 2021 for sure. Hopefully, we can be there at least just to watch you, Slovenia, and just now you're my favorite team now, supporting you guys.
Thank
Don't
you.
say nothing to Dasha because it's gonna be an issue. Just me and you.
I will call
Uh,
him now.
Okay, we already respond to Vladimir point, and he said thanks for the reply, and then that was it, and then we have I guess Vladimir for the point five for the point we already explained it,
Yeah.
and he was really concise on it. So far, this is where we're closing out. We went over the time, 2 hour and 12 minutes. There was a lot of content. Even
Yeah.
we cut some few of them.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing. This is a learning sharing platform. So during the week, people will go over it, watching. If you guys during the week have any questions about what we explained, if we didn't touch a point that you guys that we didn't pay going through it, please make the question to the posting message on below the video. So me or my teach will reply it directly. If you want the PowerPoint, we already, let me just put that here. This is my teach Facebook and Instagram. I don't share directly his phone number because we prefer to do that in offset because we don't want like anyone to call him to tell me about the weather and that things doesn't make sense. Okay. Of course, people are sometimes crazy. So this is his Facebook. This is his Instagram. You can reply to requests for the PowerPoint will be fixed and add some link where the rules are and everything. It will be available for you guys to download it with my teach contacts for anyone who want to talk to him and talk to whatever.
Anything
Okay.
about 3x3, no problem. Even
Only
the
about
question,
3-on-3. Only about
also
3-on-3.
the question was the weather here. Now it started to rain.
Right. Yeah.
So
um, and another thing about Matich is a skills coach. Beside to be a coach, is a skill coach trainer. In Africa, this figure or image personality of skilled coach trainer is kind of setting apart. Like they don't give a lot of value for those guys who can come. Like for example, me, I don't have no patience to go and coach a 5-on-5 team, but I was able to tell, look, this kid here need to work on this, and that to get better. He has able have to go a little bit up and then do this, and that. That's a one-on-one. That's what I did with the NBA, and that's what I love to do also. But here in Africa, really they don't look on that position. But it must be considered and implement because that's the way you grow the one-on-one to a better 5-on-5. So Matic, your last word to wrap it up, and we're good to go because it's getting dark and time is money. I know you have a lot of things to run to. And thanks
Yeah.
again to be here.
Again, it's a big pleasure for me to be here. I hope I give to the audience something for what I've been invited for here. So if you have any questions, if you have any ideas, anything, let me know. I'll try to answer. And thanks again to being part of this.
You're welcome, brother. I hope to see you. I hope that I will bring my team so we can beat you, and then we play 1-on-1. You already meet one of my players who will play on my team is Vladimir. It's gonna be me and you and Dasha, and you find another guy. So we take care of business. You know, it's gonna be fun.
21 to 15, easy for us.
Really?
Yeah.
Look, I'm talking to you in WhatsApp. We're gonna talk about it. Thanks again, brother. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
And for everyone, we get back next week with the great Dasha, who is the magic number guy for FIBA for Serbia national team. Will help us to understand the statistic, the numbers involving on the training, analytics, and preparation for players. It's going to be a lot of numbers. It's going to be fun. So you guys bring your question and let's have some fun. So bye everyone, and we're closing out with our introduction show. I love this.